Hey, welcome to the fourth and final reading of Chapter 4 of How to Lose a Planet, the Afro-Future Epic. Kato tried to lift his head but failed. We're almost there, Kato. Try not to panic. Her mom had revealed Bryan as her absentee father long ago when she was a teenager. Wanting to know more about the man drove her early interest in investigative journalism. When she learned he had been serving a life sentence for murder, her interest in him faded while her career continued. But the Emily West story had turned her back toward Bryan. She had discovered that Emily was also one of his children, but it wasn't until she linked Bryan to the castration of Emily's attacker that she was contacted by one of his underlings, whom he had personally sent. The castration was a symbolic deed that placed him among underworld kingpins and exposed him and other Iron Clan members to criminal conspiracy charges. He was murdered before she could meet him, but the Iron Clan was committed to carrying out his final wishes and protecting his name because he was still paying them by way of his will. To protect her career, family, and life from the Iron Clan, she agreed to help with a prison break. The Iron Clan didn't need her, but they needed her under control, and they thought her involvement would be incriminating and funny. Like a mouse chasing a cat, Rocky had told her. Lacey shook her head. With her stupid silver teeth, she probably chewed stress balls as a kid. She appreciated that the car's windows were set to an opaque tint. The darkened glass protected them from being seen in her eyes from the glare of the holographic advertisements emanating from the streetlights and buildings. Bright yellow hexagons of light clung to the poles of street lamps, promoting regional DJs and burlesque performances. A lime green circle filled the middle of the road and promoted herbal medicines. Its soft glow was like a sun hiding behind clouds. The truck in front of them projected a blue cube of light from its roof, in which a three-dimensional commercial for a soap opera played. She had decided to cut through the busy avenue to make up lost time, assuming incorrectly that the bars and nightclubs would have been closed just as the highway lanes appeared to be. If this doesn't work, Rocky's gonna... She watched dozens of people fill the wide sidewalks. Some intermittently spilled into and meandered across the street. A young man dressed in red leather with a head full of blue hair struggled to hold himself upright on drunken legs. "Where am I?" "Kato?" she said. "Kato! What are these people? They're like zombies." He slapped his hand against the passenger window. "What the hell is wrong with you people?" "Kato." Her voice was calm. He looked at her. "Oh, another dream." His eyes roamed while he wiped his sleeve against his mouth. "Weird place for sex, but okay." "What? Hey, who's that boy up there?" He pointed forward. "In the middle of the street. He's got a baseball bat." "What?" "The kid, the little brown boy, right there." He kept pointing. "Standing in the middle of the street, like he's gonna hit us with that bat. There's a silver bat in his hand." There was no boy, only a patroller waving her forward and keeping pedestrians out of her path. A girl with turquoise pigtails looked like she was asking the patroller for directions while they drove by. She shook her head. "What did they shoot you with?" "Wait." He blinked his eyes a few times. "I did get shot? And where'd the brown boy go?" He looked at her. "This is a dream, right?" "No." She drove away from the crowded strip and turned into the street where his new home awaited. "No dream, no weird sex, just a conversation." He slipped back into unconsciousness. "Kato!" She looked at him until she heard him snore and realized he'd fallen asleep. Her glance caught the blood staining his prison uniform as she thought about how tinted windows and maybe the girl with the turquoise pigtails were all that kept the patroller from throwing them both in prison. She parked in front of his new home, exited the car, and vomited on the sidewalk. The stink made her eyes water and her muscles ached. She re-entered the car, retrieved the mint inhaler from her purse, used it, and waited for him to awake.